Hello everyone, I'm Adam Brown and this is Shell Point Today for Monday, December 15th. Each year during the holiday season, we have a tradition here at Shell Point TV. As the year winds down, we take a look back on the stories we've covered in the previous year, and we share what we call our Best Of segments. In looking at all that has gone through our cameras, editing machines, and out to your TVs this year, we found a lot that we wanted to share with you again. So much that we are going to get started on our annual tradition a little early this year. This week's feature stories will start our look back at 2014. Then next week and the week following, our format will be a bit different than usual to allow us to bring you lots more of these highlights from the past year. But before we get to the past, there is a bit of present and immediate future to deal with. First, we want to remind you that tonight is the night for the Holiday Pops concert with the Southwest Florida Symphony. It starts at 7:30 at the Village Church. Tomorrow, Fine Mark Bank is hosting a presentation along with the Lee County Sheriff's Department on fraud prevention. They will be covering detecting and defending against fraud, scams, and identity theft. This event takes place in the Grand Cypress Room at the Woodlands from 4 o'clock until 5 o'clock p.m. Seating is limited, so please RSVP to Anna Smith at 461-5930, or you can do so by email at asmith@finemarkbank.com. Also tomorrow evening, it's time for a boat ride and the Charlotte Harbor Holiday Lights Tour. Court pickups for this outing begin at 2:20 p.m. with an approximate return time of 10 p.m. The cost is $26 with dinner on your own before the boat tour at Fisherman's Village in Punta Gorda. Sign up at either service desk. Now here's a little item for no extra charge. If you happen to be in the pavilion tomorrow at 2:45, there is going to be a special performance of Dancing Santas you can take in on the second floor. Just thought you might want to know. And don't forget that through Friday of this week, the UPS room has extended hours to help you get those Christmas gifts on their way. They will be open from 10 o'clock until 11:30 a.m. for pre-packaged boxes only, and from 1 o'clock until 2 o'clock p.m. for box selection and packaging assistance. If you are having guests for Christmas, you might want to take advantage of the Christmas Day Family Feast available from the Crystal Room. The ready-to-serve feast includes a whole roasted turkey or baked ham dinner with all the fixins for $56.95. Pies and rolls are available as well. You must order by this Friday the 19th, and then you will be able to pick up your meal Christmas Day at the Social Center between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. Call 454-2199 to order, or stop by the Crystal Room. Now, our International Worker in Residence, Janice Quinlan, is here to light the third candle of Advent.
This is Janice, your International Worker in Residence, enjoying the Advent season with you here at Shell Point Retirement Community. From all of us at the Village Church, we wish you a very joyous and meaningful Advent season. During this Advent season, we've been lighting our Advent wreath, and this is the third candle of the Advent, the candle of announcement. The candle of announcement represents the importance of proclaiming the truth about Jesus. The popular American Christmas song, written by Isaac Watts, the English hymn writer, "Joy to the World," is a favorite of many during this Advent season. Watts wrote the hymn glorifying Christ's triumphant return at the end of the age, and we often like to sing it at Christmas as we reflect on the birth of Christ in Bethlehem. Joy to the world, the Lord is come. Let earth receive her King. Let every heart prepare him room, and heaven and nature sing, and heaven and nature sing. He rules the world with truth and grace, and makes the nations prove the glories of his righteousness, and wonders of his love, and wonders of his love. In Luke 1, verses 30 through 33, Scripture says, "But the angel said to her, 'Do not be afraid, Mary. you have found favor with God. You will be with child and give birth to a son, and you are to give him the name Jesus. He will be great and will be called the Son of the Most High. The Lord God will give him the throne of his father David, and he will reign over the house of Jacob forever. His kingdom will never end. This was only one of the announcements made. Zechariah, Elizabeth, Mary, Joseph, and finally some shepherds all received announcements that pointed them to Jesus. Advent is about announcement, proclamation, glad shouts, and even dreams that point people to Jesus. The first Advent announcements changed lives. The ones who received the news would never be the same. Zechariah couldn't speak for 9 months. Joseph thought his engagement was ruined. Elizabeth thought that she was too old. Mary was concerned about her future and reputation. And the shepherds thought they were dead. But into that life upheaval, the announcement of the good news also brought great joy. The announcement about the impact of the coming, presence, and person of Jesus were peerless in its joyful power to change lives. It still is. Announcing wasn't just for that first Advent. The announcement about Jesus was made the first time so that it would always continue. And since that time, everyone who receives the announcement is automatically called to be an announcer. Announcing Jesus is a daily privilege. Angels wish they could still do it, but the honor belongs to Christians. Advent means announcement. Just as Jesus came into the world after he was first announced, so he still enters every world, any heart where the good news of great joy is announced. This Advent, let's respond to the call to declare Jesus, announce his presence, his invitation, and his coming to anyone who will listen and do it with great joy.
And now we'll get started on our look back to the best of Shell Point Today from 2014. Now, as the first residents have moved into homes in the estuary, it's a bit hard to believe that we got our first look at the first finished sample home less than a year ago.
Hi everybody, it's Jared Pike with Shell Point TV. With me is Mary Moore, our Moving Resources Manager. And Mary, the house is done.
Yes, it is. It's gorgeous, isn't it?
This is the Estuary sample home. And we know a lot of you have been curious about this home. We showed you when it was under construction, but it's finished now. And because it's somebody's home, you can't exactly go and just kind of tramp through it. So we're going to take a tour and show you the finer points of this Estuary sample home. Now the first thing, Mary, is that the exterior just looks gorgeous.
It is. You know, Jared, we tried to model all of our models for the Estuary after the old Florida style. We have the metal roofs, a lot of neat architectural features like cupolas. Some of them have dormers. You can see the garage is a 2-car plus a golf cart garage, and there are wood doors, nice wraparound front porches, all on one level.
All on one level, which means there's no stairs. You walk or roll up a ramp or up a driveway, up through the patio, and we're going to roll through the golf cart garage because it's a pretty unique feature to have a little 2+ golf cart. So this is where the golf cart would come in, and as you mentioned, there's no step. It's all one grade, one level as they call it. Big garage, lots of storage possibilities, and then inside, that's where the real magic happens. Now, what I look at, Mary, first when I walk in the house is the size. Talk about that for a minute.
Soaring ceilings. If you go into any room, especially in the entranceway, they're about 30 feet high, and a really nice feature with the cupolas in this particular model.
This kitchen looks fantastic, but we do want people to know that there are a lot of upgrades here.
There are, Jared. As a matter of fact, all throughout the home, since it's a preview home, we do have a lot of upgrades. In the kitchen, granite, level 1 granite is standard, but this is an upgraded granite for this particular home. The stainless steel appliances, for example, are upgrades, and even the cabinets are an upgraded cabinet, which you can do. The backsplash is an upgrade. And note the floor, the wood floor throughout is an upgrade. This would typically be tile, and you'd have carpet in the living room area and in the bedrooms.
So Mary, tell me about this master suite.
This master suite is fabulous. Again, the high ceilings, the tray ceiling in here. Let's look at the bay window as a nice feature in the master bedroom. This one looks out to the canal. If you had this home over at the Estuary, of course you'd look out into the golf course or a pond perhaps. It has a door that goes out to a lanai typically, and as we're walking this way you'll see 2 closets. One large walk-in closet here, and then we have a smaller one right here. Of course, in my house that would mean this would be the wife's closet and this would be the husband's closet.
And also lots of storage solutions in here.
Yes, that's an upgrade. That is a closet organizer system.
And then the master bath has a lot of interesting features. Tell us about that.
It does. The master bath, this typically would be tile, and it is, but this is an upgraded tile. Notice the frameless shower door, which is an upgrade. The shower will be tiled though, with 4-inch tumbled marble on the floor. And we have granite in the on the vanity, and granite is a standard for the vanities in here. This is an upgraded granite, of course. And then the cabinets that flow from the kitchen into here, the same cabinets. We had a designer from Mata Brothers pick these features, and I think she did a nice job.
And then in here is kind of a washroom.
It is. It's such a nice thing to have your laundry room attached to your bathroom, because you just do your laundry and then you can just put it right away because your bedroom's there and then your bathroom's right there. Utility sink.
And as we mentioned before, the utility sink looks just as good as the bathroom sink.
It does.
Just as good as everything.
It certainly doesn't look like the old utility sinks and garages that you used to see. And this is the beautiful great room with the soaring ceilings. We have a little inset that was an upgrade for a television. The way they designed this, they put the inset for a large flat screen TV, and this is a great upgrade that I expect most people will want to do for their great room.
Again, the cupola. Talk about that cupola.
Well, that brings in some wonderful natural light from the windows up into the cupola. And up in the ceiling of that, we have some nice wood features that have been painted that really does a lot for that area. If you look straight ahead, where these curtains are, this used to be a screened lanai, and they opted to enclose that. So now it is an air-conditioned space with the enclosed lanai, and added a lot more square footage to the home. Dining room right here, we have the bay windows right here with plantation shutters throughout, which is an upgrade.
Now there's a dining room here, but there's also a second dining room by the kitchen. Let's go over there.
Certainly. We call it our morning room. Mata Brothers does a wonderful job with this Florida-style furniture.
Now again, it's tough to communicate this on television, but tell us what we're looking at. This is basically a glass wall here.
Sure, it's like a picturesque view of whatever your view is out back. So from the morning room, if you look straight ahead, we're going to see our Deepwater Canal. If you were at the Estuary, you would look right out to the golf course or to the lake or perhaps to the community building or pool, depending on what your lot was.
Now, because this is a sample home, it does have a few extra touches. For example, this grill, which normally would be outside, is now actually in the home because the lanai is not glassed off. It's actually part of the home. But there's a hood there and allows you to grill while you're actually in the house. And once you have the doors open, the inside becomes the outside. So let's
Correct.
Go outside
Let's
and see what's
do
out there.
Okay. These people have opted to put a pool and a jacuzzi in, and has some wonderful pavers around the pool. The jacuzzi that flows into the pool and you could actually do some swimming in here because it's long enough for that.
And this is a unique feature at Shell Point, individual pools. This is something only available in the estuary.
And yeah, and in Paul Maker's
And
homes.
in Paul Maker's.
Right.
Yes. But this is a great, it's all screened in, so no bugs, and you can enjoy the outdoors right outside your back
Absolutely.
patio.
Yep.
All right, there are a couple other bedrooms we want to show you. Let's go inside.
As you see, the colors that they have in the living room and the dining room, the colors are kind of brought into the other bedrooms too.
So we have oranges and we have
Blues,
and
right?
greens.
So this bedroom actually was transformed into a den, if you will, but it could be a bedroom, and it has a closet, so it is a bedroom. And you'll notice the same colors that were pulled in from the other rooms in here.
And then down the hall, there's a...
Then we have a shared bathroom here. And notice it's on the other side of the house, so if you have guests, you're going to have a lot of privacy, and it's you have your own hallway here, so it's not facing the great room. Third bedroom, and they use this as a guest bedroom. Notice the color that they pulled in from the other rooms.
And then, of course, this house also has a welcoming front porch.
Sure does, Jared. You could sit out here in some chairs and watch your neighbors as they go by and talk to the people on the golf course if you were out at the estuary.
And there's going to be a lot of new neighbors at the estuary. This is kind of a reflection of the homes that are going to be out there. But we're glad to show you this home that's in Paul Maker's as an example of what's coming very soon to the estuary. So for Mary Moore, this is Jared Pike for Shell Point TV.
Another big milestone for Shell Point was the opening of the new LifeQuest Aquatic Center. It was a long anticipated day. Tomorrow and Wednesday, we'll see more about the Aquatic Center as Bob Southern met with us to talk about its construction. But now it's time to cover all of Monday's happenings, menus, and Village Church connections, right after this word from David Howenstein with a preview of his radio show on TV, Listening to the Words.
Here in Southwest Florida, we don't need snow to know that it's Christmas time. Listen to these words from a Christmas remembrance in Florida. Christmas Eve day dawned sunny and warm. Hibiscus bloomed and jasmine scented the air. And this from the second piece on the program. I realize now that peace is always with us, underneath all mundane activity. But back then, it took a snowstorm to cover up the noise of the world and allow me to experience it. Then, from Truman Capote's childhood in A Christmas Memory, scented acres of holiday trees, red berries shiny as Chinese bells. We packed up enough greenery and crimson to garland a dozen windows. Then 2 Christmas stories, each closing lines that will take your breath away. All that and more from today through Sunday. I'm David Howenstein, inviting you to tune to Shell Point Channel 12 for Listening to the Words, the 30-minute program that airs at the top and again at the bottom of the hour, all through every day this week.
Hi Shell Point, I'm Caitlin Van Scoy, and this is Bev Chanley, and this is the Happening segment of Shell Point TV. I'm going to tell you our morning lineup. We're going to start the morning off at 8 a.m. with men's match play doubles tennis at the tennis courts at the Woodlands. At 8:45, we continue our morning with virtual bowling at the Resident Activity Center on the island. 9:15 is billiards at the Resident Activity Center on the island. Also at 9:15, pottery with instruction is available at the Pottery Studio in the Island Tunnel. At 10 a.m., we have men's match play doubles tennis at the tennis courts at the Woodlands. At 10 a.m., the Suzy Q heads out for Woody's Waterfront Restaurant for lunch, and side-up is required for that. At 10:30, we have Disciple Men's Study Group in the game room at the Woodlands. And 10:45 is table tennis, a clinic, and the Tarpon Room on the island. We finish up our morning at 11:30 with the Health Connections class, cardio conditioning in the health club on the island, and this is currently full. Here's Bev for our afternoon lineup.
Well, thanks, Caitlin. At 12 o'clock, we play Mahjong. That's in the Sable Room of the Woodlands. Then we go to our busy 1:15 time. We have advanced table tennis in the Tarpon Room. Also at 1:15, Samba. The card game will be at the Resident Activity Center. We also have tone chimes in the Osprey Room at 1:15. At 1:30, the model train room will be open for tours, and that'll go from 1:30 to 3:30. At 1:45, we have a Health Connections class, Balance and Mobility Training Level 1. That's in the Health Club, and it's currently full. At 2 o'clock, the Beady-Eyed Bead Club will be in the Oak Room of the Woodlands. And we have another Health Connections class at 3 o'clock. This one is Pilates Stretch. That's down in the Health Club. At 3:30, we have Aqua Agility and Conditioning. That one's held at the LifeQuest Aquatic Center. 4 o'clock's the time for pickleball at the Pickleball Court. We'll move into our 6:30 slot for Duplicate Bridge. That'll be played in the game room of the Woodlands. And at 7:30, we have the Symphony Series Holiday Pops at the Village Church. You do need a ticket for that concert. Well, thank you for joining us today, and we will be back here again tomorrow to do it again.
Menus for Monday. In the Crystal Room, the Crystal Platter is beef stroganoff with egg noodles and baby carrots. The dinner special is All Home Cooking Night for $11.95, and the soup of the day is Senate Bean. In the Island Cafe for lunch, the special is a tuna melt with coleslaw for $7.25. The dinner special is baked chicken with apple stuffing and mixed vegetables for $8.25. And the Palm Grill is closed on Mondays. All menus are available 24 hours a day at www.shellpoint.net.
Welcome to Village Church Connections. We're here to tell you about a very special seasonal event. Glenda, it's nice to have you here today. Tell us a little bit about the caroling service this year.
David, we do this annually, and it's become a real tradition here in the community, and we love to participate this way. We're going to do it a little bit differently this year, however, so we want to make sure everybody's aware of the plan. Sunday, the 21st of December, we're going to gather in the auditorium at the Village Church at 2:45 in the afternoon. And we are going to divide up into 4 groups. Every group is going to go to one location, and we will cover the King's Crown, the Pavilion, the Arbor, and the Springs. and do some caroling.
That sounds like a lot of fun, and it's something I'm sure that these people who can't get out really, really appreciate. I know they look forward to it. Now, is this just for church people?
It's not. This is really a community event, and we invite and encourage anyone in the community that would enjoy getting out and doing some caroling to come join us for this.
That's good. So, how do you know who goes where?
We will divide up into groups once we get there and we see how many people we have. And we'll try and make the groups as equal as we can to go to very different locations. But what I do want to mention is when we finish caroling, probably somewhere around 3:45, we're going to invite people to come back to the Village Church.
Oh, that's nice.
For refreshments and fellowship time. It will just be a special time during the holiday season. And to help us plan for that, we would appreciate it if they'd call the Village Church office and let us know that they plan to join us for the caroling. That would just help us plan numbers.
Good. Can you remind us of that number?
It's 454-2147.
Just during office hours, I suppose.
During office hours. There'll also be some sign-up sheets in the lobby at the Village Church, and they can sign up if they're coming through the church building or call the church office, either way. And if they don't get to sign up and still want to come, they certainly can. It's helpful to us to kind of get a rough idea.
That sounds like a real ministry to people here who can't get out. So thank you for sharing that, and thank you for tuning in to Village Church Connections.
We're glad you joined us for today's show. Tune in tomorrow when we continue our look at the best of for 2014. Until then, this is Shell Point Today for Monday, December 15th. I'm Adam Brown, and for all of us here at Shell Point TV, we hope you have a great day, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.